In this lesson, we will find mean, median and mode. What is central tendency? A measure of central tendency is a single value that summarizes how a set of data is centered. For example, if you have your quiz grades, say you have 4 quiz grades. Now the summary of all your quiz grades is called the measure of central tendency. There are 3 measures of central tendency. They are mean, median and mode. Let us try to understand each one. The mean is the sum of the data values divided by the number of data items. For example, if you have data values 2, 5, 7, 3. The mean is the sum of the data values. You add all of the data values. And that's going to be 17. Divided by the number of data items. How many data items are there? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So divided by 4. So 17 divided by 4 is 17 divided by 4. That's going to be 4.25. So that is the mean of these data items. The sum of all the data values divided by the number of data items. The median is the middle value when the data values are arranged in numerical order. Let us take the same numbers 2, 5, 7 and 3. Are these data items arranged in increasing order? No. So you must first arrange them in increasing order from small to big. So 2, 3, 5, 7. Now what is the middle value? Now if you observe, the middle will land up with 2 numbers. If you land up with 2 numbers in the middle, the median is the mean of that 5 plus 3 divided by 2, which is 8 over 2, which is 4. So the median is 4. For an even number of data values, the median is the mean of the 2 middle items. The mode is the item with the greatest frequency. For example, if you have data values 2, 5, 3, 2, 8. Now which is the data item which is occurring the most? 2. So 2 is the mode of these data items. So the mode is the item with the greatest frequency. A data set may have no mode, one mode, or more than one mode. Let us do this problem. Players in a tournament have scores -4, -3, -5, -5, +2, -5, -4, -2, -2 and -2. Find the mean, median and mode of the scores. Let us first find the mean. If you add them, if you add all these data values, the sum is going to be -30. And how many data items are there? There are 10. So divide by 10. And that is going to be -3. So the mean is -3. Let us find the median. In order to find the median, we need to arrange the values in increasing order. So which is the smallest number? -5. So -5, -5, -5. Then we have -4, -4, and then -3. Then we have -2, -2, -2 and 2. Now the middle value of this will be the median. Let's see. Let's cancel 1 from here. We land up with 2 numbers in the middle. When we land up with 2 numbers in the middle, the median is the mean of these 2 numbers, which is -4 plus -3 divided by 2. And that is going to be -3.5. So the median of this is -3.5. What is the mode, the value which occurs the most? There are 2 modes, -5 and -2, because -5 occurs 3 times and -2 also occurs 3 times. So there are 2 modes, -5 and -2. The range of a set of data is the difference between the greatest and the least values in the set. Range is a measure of how spread out the data in a set are. So the range is nothing but the difference between the greatest and the least values. Let's look at this problem. Find the range of the data set. Now, which is the greatest value? It is 8.3. And which is the least value? It's -3.9. And the difference between the greatest and the least is 12.2. So the range is 12.2. If one data item is much higher or lower than the other data items, it is an outlier. So what is an outlier? If one data item is too high or too low from the other data items, it is called an outlier. Outliers can have a great effect on the mean of a set of data. They usually have very little effect on the median and mode. They have a great effect on the mean, whereas they don't affect the median and the mode to that extent. Let us try this problem. A juice stand hires students for the summer. The students' hourly wages are listed below in dollars. How does the outlier affect the mean? Let us first try to understand which is an outlier in this. If you look at all the data items, 15 is an outlier. Why? Because 15 minus 9 is 15 minus 9, or it is 6 away from the closest data item. From the closest data item. So 15 is an outlier. How does the outlier affect the mean? Let us take the mean of all these data items along with the outlier. So it's going to be, if we add up all the data items, it is 110.5. And how many data items are there along with the outlier 15? There are 13 data items. And if you divide them, it is 8.5. So this is the mean with the outlier. Now, let us remove the outlier and then add the data items. Without 15, if you add all the data items, the sum is going to be 95.5. And how many data items are there now without 15? There are 12. So the mean of this is approximately 7.96. You look at the difference. With the outlier 15, the mean is 8.5. Without the outlier 15, the mean is 7.96. So the outlier raises the mean. The outlier raises the mean by how much? 8.5, the mean with the outlier, minus 7.96, the mean without the outlier, and that is equal to 0.54. So the outlier raises the mean by 0.54. For the same set of data, the values of the mean, median and mode can vary significantly. You can have different values and they may vary significantly. Before you choose which statistic to report, ask yourself what you want to show about the data. Let's try to understand this concept through a problem. A meteorologist recorded the temperature at a local airport at 5 p.m. every day last week. The temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit were given. Which measure would make the temperature seem most warm? So what are we looking at? We are looking at the most warm temperature. So let us look at the data set. Let us order them first. 45, 58, 61, 75, 78, 78 and 80. So they are ordered from small to greatest. The mode is, so what is the mode? 78, because it is repeated the most. The mean is, the mean. How do you find the mean? You add all of them and divide by how many items? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. So the mean will be 67.9. And what is the median? How will you find the median? The middle value, which is 75. And what is the range? How do you find the range? The greatest value minus the smallest. The greatest is 80 minus the smallest is 45, and the range is 35. So which is the best measure to report the warm temperature? Mode is 78, mean is 67.9, median is 75, and range is 35. So the best measure is the mode, the warmest, to report the warm weather. So the choice is A.